Boardrooms fell silent. Elevators paused. Eyes dropped politely, then flicked back up, unsure where to rest. Eleanor was used to it. At 38, she was the youngest CEO on the Fortune list, and she had lost her left leg below the knee in a car accident 10 years earlier. Success had given her power, respect, and wealth. But it had also given her something else. Loneliness. Eleanor lived in a penthouse overlooking the Chicago skyline. Floor-to-ceiling windows. A fridge always stocked. A calendar always full. And yet, every night, she ate dinner alone, the city lights reflecting off glass like distant stars she couldn't reach. People admired her. Very few saw her. The accident that took her leg had also taken her fiancé. Not physically, he walked away, but emotionally, he disappeared the moment life stopped being easy. After that, Eleanor learned a harsh truth. Many people love the idea of strength, but not the reality of struggle. So she built walls. And then she built a company behind them. On a rainy Tuesday morning, her routine changed because of a broken coffee machine. Annoyed and already late, Eleanor wheeled herself into a small cafe near her office, one she'd never bothered to enter before. The place was warm, cluttered, and smelled like cinnamon instead of ambition. "Sorry," a man's voice said gently as a small child nearly bumped into her chair. The man looked flustered, late 30s, tired eyes, worn jacket. The little girl clung to his hand, her pink backpack almost bigger than her. "She's learning spatial awareness," he said with an embarrassed smile. Very slowly. Eleanor surprised herself by smiling back. "No damage done," she replied. The man nodded, then did something unexpected. He crouched down, looked his daughter in the eye, and said softly, "When someone's space is different from ours, we respect it." "Okay." The girl nodded solemnly, then turned to Eleanor. "I'm sorry," she said, clear and sincere. Something in Eleanor's chest tightened. "It's okay," Eleanor said. "Thank you for saying that." The man ordered quickly, fumbling for his wallet. When the barista announced the coffee machine was down and only drip coffee was available, he sighed. "Of course it is," Eleanor, without thinking, said. "You can take my place. I'm not in a rush." He hesitated. "Are you sure?" She nodded. "I am." He smiled, not the polite kind, but the kind that reached the eyes. "That's really kind. I'm Daniel." "Eleanor." That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. Over the next few weeks, Eleanor noticed Daniel everywhere. At the same bus stop near her office. In the grocery store after work. At the park across the street from her building, where his daughter, Lily, played while he graded papers. He was a single dad, a middle school teacher, and permanently exhausted. And unlike everyone else in Eleanor's world, he never treated her like she was fragile, or inspirational, or tragic. He treated her like a person. One afternoon, Lily ran up to Eleanor's wheelchair and asked, "Does it hurt?" Daniel froze. "Lily." Eleanor raised a hand. "It's okay." She looked at the little girl. "Sometimes. But not all the time." Lily thought about this. "My dad's heart hurts sometimes," she said. Daniel laughed awkwardly. "Kids say things." Eleanor didn't laugh. She saw the truth in his eyes. Their conversations grew longer. About work. About loss. About the strange ways life rewrites plans without asking permission. Daniel never asked how Eleanor lost her leg, until one day she told him without being prompted. And when she finished, expecting pity or silence, he simply said, "I'm glad you're still here." That was it. No speech. No comparison. No attempt to fix her. Just presence. The twist came one evening when Daniel showed up at the cafe late, pale and shaken. Lily was sick, hospital sick. High fever. Complications. "I don't know what to do," he admitted quietly, staring at his untouched coffee. "I took time off, but bills don't wait." Eleanor listened. Then she did something she hadn't done in years. She offered help. Not money. Not influence. She offered time. She sat with Lily at the hospital so Daniel could rest. She brought books. She learned which cartoons made Lily laugh. She maneuvered her wheelchair through narrow hospital halls without complaint. A nurse whispered to another, "That's the CEO from Wright Industries." Daniel overheard. That night, in the hallway, he looked at Eleanor differently, not impressed, but confused. "You're that Eleanor Wright." She nodded. "I didn't think it mattered." He exhaled slowly. "I wish you'd told me." "Why?" "Because I might have treated you differently," he admitted. "And I'm glad I didn't." Something cracked open between them. The emotional climax came weeks later, when Lily recovered and life settled again. Eleanor invited Daniel and Lily to her penthouse for dinner. Daniel hesitated. "I don't really belong in places like that." Eleanor looked at him steadily. "Neither do I. I just live there." That night, as Lily slept on the couch, Daniel stood by the window, staring at the city lights Eleanor once felt so distant from. "I used to think being strong meant doing everything alone," he said quietly. "Turns out, that's just another way of hiding." Eleanor felt tears she hadn't allowed herself in years. "I thought losing my leg meant losing my chance at love," she admitted. So I stopped looking. Daniel turned to her. Maybe love isn't about what we've lost. He gestured between them. Maybe it's about who stays. They didn't rush. They didn't pretend it was perfect. But they showed up. For school plays. For boardroom stress. For bad days and quiet victories. Eleanor didn't stop being a CEO. Daniel didn't stop being a dad. They simply stopped being alone. Months later, Eleanor stood on a stage, accepting an award for inclusive leadership. She spoke briefly, then looked out into the audience. At Daniel. At Lily, waving enthusiastically. Kindness, Eleanor said into the microphone, isn't about fixing people. It's about seeing them, exactly as they are, and choosing to stay. The room erupted in applause. But Eleanor only heard one sound. A soft laugh from a little girl. And the steady presence of a man who never saw her as broken. Just human. And finally,